What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Afterburner. Ooh, that was a barn burner, dude. An absolute barn burner.
Great finish, I gotta say. I love the finish. I love when a great game finishes that way.
He's Mikey. I'm Jordan from the In the Dome podcast. You can find us in the Dome, chilling with Jerome. The show's brought to you by Bet365, the world's largest sports betting platform. Open an account today with Bet365. Bet out a huge range of markets. Download the app today. Use the code NATION when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Proceeds from Super Chats go to Youth Centers of Calgary. Youth Centers of Calgary is a place where kids are welcomed and accepted as they are, a place where they get a break from the chronic stresses and reality of their lives and can flourish through connection and fun. If you wanted to get your chat, your comment, your question, whatever you want on the show tonight, drop them a donation and we'll be sure to get it on the screen. Whew, they go down 2-0 there, and it looked like maybe it was going to be a shitty game. The first period, they were brutal. But the boys made a game of it, and man, that third period was nail-biting.
Man, it's so crazy, right? Because you're watching that first. This has just been what's going on all year. You watch that first period, you're just like, yeah. No, there's no way. We're getting absolutely shit-canned.
See, we told you it was over.
Skating, exactly. You're just like, yeah, like no chance. And then they come out and play their balls off and tie the game, and you're just like, wow, I love these guys. It's just all season just been up and down and up and down. So, hey, big point. Obviously, there's still like zero chance they're actually going to catch Mini, but hey, in the 14,605,000 outcome scenario, we got a point. So
there was a couple moments when the lid could have came right off the dome tonight. Coronado hit a crossbar after Wolf made a big save in the third.
Yeah.
Would have went up 3-2. The place would have been nuts. If Backlund scores that within the final 2 seconds of the game, that would have been just freaking
That would have been insane, man. That would have been it. See, that would have been a great cap to what was a great game. Not the absolute wet fart we got that ended that game. That's a travesty right there.
The Flames have had a tough time with the Vegas Golden Knights since they've entered the league. This is kind of one of those penciled losses on the schedule. They don't match up well against the Knights. They usually don't do well against the Knights. They haven't scored a goal against the Knights before tonight in 2 goals this season. Let's take a look at the lines here to start the evening. Huska keeping things the same. Sharon Govich on the top line still. Frost, Coronado, Huberdeau. Fairby, Backlund, Coleman line, and then that fourth line who's been cooking. And Wolf gets the start. What has been your thoughts on that fourth line the last few games? And did you agree with Huska's decision to start Wolf tonight?
Hell yeah to the Wolf start. Absolutely slam dunk. He's your guy. He was awesome again tonight. Unbelievable game.
He was insane tonight.
He was so good. Again, they have fight. They fought back. They played a good third period. It's like, what, 10-0? It's 6-0 if it's not Dustin Wolf in the net. So
we got a lot of Wolf highlights to get to tonight.
Absolutely the right call. The fourth line, they've been up and down. They had that one really good game where Klapka and Lomberg scored in Colorado.
Klapka is just dominating, hammering guys on a nightly basis. It's great to see.
I love to see that. But I mean, they kind of got pretty much absolutely owned all night. I don't know. They kind of got caught out there a few times then against the Eichel line. That wasn't pretty. Yeah. So
shift late in the third, hit the crossbar. We'll get to that in a bit. But
yeah, exactly. It is what it is when you got the Rune Dog and Lombo out there. So it's still a tough matchup for them a lot of nights. They're usually, outmatched, especially against a team who's as big and strong and deep as Vegas. So it's tough. He did change the lines up during the game. I think he had Coronado back with Backlund and Coleman, had Frost with Farabee and Sharon Govich, and reunited the Huberdeau Kadri Postel line. So there wasn't a lot of juice going. I think he made a right adjustment, trying to switch some of the lines up to get some offense cooking. It worked because Coronado scores that goal off a Backlund faceoff win. So
let's look at the standings here coming into the night. You don't need us to tell you how huge the game is and how close the standings are, but here they are coming into the night. You're 5 points back in Minnesota, 2 games in hand. You got a game against Minnesota. Every point is fucking crucial right now. So after tonight, now you're 4 points back with 1 game in hand in that big game with Minnesota. Yeah, you needed 2 points tonight.
Yeah, you absolutely needed to, because that's the thing we keep kind of maybe overlooking. You know, we're not really 4 points back in mini. We're 5 points back because they have the tie break. So we can't just tie them. We have to overtake them.
Some of the players were
points
in
has
the
to be,
media
like, considering that.
saying they needed to go like 6-1 in their final 7 games. So you get an overtime loss tonight. I don't know how that changes things from their perspective. Maybe you got to go 5-1 now. Give yourself a shot. But man, it is so tight right now.
I don't think there's like zero margin for error is essentially what the reality is with time running out. So you need, hey, great game tonight, but you needed 2 points tonight for sure to make a real run at this thing.
Minnesota has been struggling, so we'll see what happens with them in the next few days here, but you're gonna need some help. Let's take a look at the playoff odds coming into tonight. You always post these on Instagram before the game. If they beat the Knights tonight, you bump up to a 27% chance to make the playoffs. That overtime loss, now you drop down to 16% chance. Yeah.
We're dumb and dumber. Like, you're telling me there's a chance, but there really isn't a chance. And you know, we play this game of like, well, if we just like win every game and Minnesota loses every game, then we'll just go walk right into a playoff spot. It'll be great, but it's going to be a lot tougher than that. So, you needed 2 points tonight. As much as the point is great, and it was a great hockey game, and a lot of guys showed up to play and worked their butts off, and Dustin Wolf showed up to play. You kind of needed 2 tonight to really kind of start reeling in Minnesota.
So Vegas elects to go with a third string goalie tonight. It's Schmidt. It's his first NHL start of the season. His AHL numbers have not been good all year. I get it. They're down a goalie. They got a back-to-back night, so they elect to play him tonight against the Flames. We've seen this play out so many times where the Flames play a third string goaltender and they just get goalied. Guess not so much the case tonight. Wolf was the better goaltender.
It still looked in that second period when it's 2-0, you're like, yeah, we're going to get shut out. Oh, first NHL start for a third string goalie. We're definitely getting shut out. It did feel like that up until Hanley scored that goal late in the second period. So that's always on the bingo card, right? When you're playing the Flames, it's usually, hey, they've been way better at it this year because Husk has got them pretty locked in some of these games. But in years past, it's been like, take your bingo card of like, oh, a team's on a 10-game losing streak. They haven't won in like 10 games. Oh, and they're starting a backup goalie you've never heard of. Oh, and they have a player who's playing in his first game or who's in a crazy slump. Yeah. And he always
and their top 2 players are out with an injury.
Yeah, so that's usually a recipe for a big Flames L. But they came together and man, if Coronado had right off the post, man, that would have been sick. But
they had their chances. They had their chances.
Yeah.
So first period, like we mentioned, it was all Vegas. I think the Flames left Dustin Wolf out to dry a little bit there.
Oh, yeah.
Like they gave up a 2-on-1 10 seconds into the game. Wolf had to be sharp early. He was making saves left, right, center. Flames get on a power play. It's a brutal power play. I don't think their first 2 power plays, they had 0 shots on net. I think that's what the broadcast said.
Ugly. Yeah.
Then Kadri took that penalty trying to deke Stone out right in front of Wolf. I don't know what he was thinking. Loses the puck, takes a tripping call. They managed to kill that one off. They can thank Wolf for killing that one off because there was 4 dangerous shots. We have a clip of this. All by one guy, all one-time shots.
Oh, yeah. This was when he was just stopping all the one-timers on the right flank there. Yeah, that was crazy. Just like, stop.
One.
Nope. What do you got?
Denied.
Nothing.
Denied.
Again.
That's
a great sequence.
Yeah, Vegas really built some momentum on this power play.
Oh, yeah. They were cooking.
That was a good save there.
That's a great save. Look at this. They just keep feeding. Well, they do this a lot, right? They load up
and feeding them.
Yeah. They load up the left side with Eichel. Eichel's not on the ice there, but that's kind of their play on the power play is to load up the left side so they can get those cross ice one-timers there a lot. But hey, not on Dustin Wolf, bitch.
Dustin Wolf was ready to go at puck drop. Here's another little highlight pack from Dustin Wolf's work in the first period, just the first period alone.
Yeah, I think Natural Stat Trick had high danger chances, 5-0 Vegas in the first period.
He's so quick.
It is a pleasure to watch him play net. That's kind of a weird thing to say about a goalie. A lot of the guys, that's like, what technically, man, he's fun to watch.
Well, and you really notice the contrast when Vladar does get the start, and he's been good as of late. But even if Vladar is making the saves, it's like he does not make it look as easy as Dustin Wolf does.
He makes it look very difficult, actually.
He makes it look pretty awkward most of the time.
It's like remember when Mike Smith would always make, like, obviously Vidar's not that level, but Mike Smith would make like the easiest save ever, but he'd freak out with his glove and make it look like an unbelievable windmill save. It's like, Mike, that's a shot, that's a floater from the blue line. Would you cool it? Holy shit.
Cool it, Mike. So defensive breakdown, they covered this on the broadcast in the first intermission. The Vegas first goal, Coleman absolutely overcommits the offensive blue line. The Knights come down 3-on-2. This Dorofiev or whatever, he's having a good season. He's got like 34 goals or something.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Anyways, he's allowed to walk in all alone with a sneaky backhander. This is the Knights' first goal. Here's Coleman's little, yeah.
And then Ball obviously had no gap there, but what a play, man. That's a sneaky little.
It's a good little backhand.
Yeah, that's a round 3 pick. That's a round 3 pick there. I think he's from the 2019 draft. It's a great pick for Vegas. 33 goals this year.
Goalies will always tell you those backhanders are hard to read. Guy shoots off his backhand. You can't really tell where it's going to go, but he sniped that. That was a good goal.
Yeah, that was a snipe indeed.
Stats after one, you said Vegas had 5-0 were the chances?
Yeah, I think Natural Stat Trick had them 5-0. Sporlogic tracked them at 7. But Vegas is such a good team off the rush too, right? And that's the goal they scored there.
12-7 slot shots, 11-1.
11 shots. Like, geez,
high danger. Yeah, no,
you're lucky to be, again, another point that Wolf scrounged up for you tonight.
Absolutely. The Derek Newman Group of CIR Realty, buying or selling. Let Derek do the work for you. Email at dnewman@cirrealty.ca or call 403-619-666 or visit dereknewmangroup.com. Complimentary in-house staging consultation, accountable and available. Whether it's your first home purchase or you bought and sold several, he will take the time to understand your goals. On the selling side, he'll do a pre-listing consultation and help you every step of the way with a comprehensive marketing plan, detailed analysis of other comparable homes on the market, availability to find homes off market and go the extra mile to hunt down options for buyers. If you're interested in buying or selling your home in the greater area, call Derek at 403-619-6661, and he'll make it easy for you. Let Derek put his network to work for you. All right, second period, much better period for the Flames, although they were still struggling to complete their passes in the first few shifts. Took a while for the Knights to get their first shot in the period, which was another great save by Dustin Wolf. Then the Knights score again. Riley Smith all alone in front, not tied up by Andersson. Not sure what Andersson was doing on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. It was a rough night for old Rasmus. I don't know why he's not boxing out. I don't know what he's thinking here. He's just kind of like, is he watching the game like us? It's like, oh, yeah, that went in.
I mean, it's a great.
Oh, yeah, that's a nice goal.
It's a great shot pass for the tip. That's exactly the play they're trying to make. And yeah, when you have guys practice that, remember how much Chucky used to practice those tip-ins?
Oh, yeah.
When they got a direct lane, it got no one in front of him, no one tying them up. It's tough. That's tough for Wolf. Andersson's not having a good season plus minus. He's team leading -32, which is also good for 4th worst in the league. And you pulled this up. He's on pace to set a franchise record for worst plus minus ever.
Yeah, I think he's holding it right now. He's -33. Is that right? -33.
I think -32 or -33. The next closest,
I believe the previous record, if I'm right, was Huberdeau.
Huberdeau last season. Yeah.
Sharon
Well, actually, him and Sharangovich were tied last season.
Yeah.
At -29.
That was.
But then you got to go back to Jacques Richard in 1972 for -25. So yeah, not a stellar defensive season by Andersson by any means.
Well, he's never been that guy either. I think, the contrast that's crazy is the stat when you look at like Uyghur's plus minus and the team's goal differential when Uyghur's on the ice, where compared to Andersson, where it's like Uyghur's plus, I think he's like plus 14 or something, and Andersson's minus 33. And it's just like, whoa, I don't know. I don't even know how that happens. But I think Rasmus has never been a guy who's a defensive defenseman at all. And now he's on a poor defensive team, carrying a huge load a lot of the time. And I remember the first season they kind of tried to put him in that role. I think it was the 2019-20. Yeah, they had him play with Gio in the top pairing for a while. It was in the bubble season. I mean, to be fair, everybody sucked in the bubble, but he really struggled with that assignment. And I mean, when Daryl was around, he was actually a lot better. They played a lot better team defense too. But he's never been a guy who's going to be like winning defensive defenseman of the year award. So I think he just gets exposed more on a really poor defensive team this year. And I mean, who he's playing with Ball, who's a younger guy. We kind of all tend to forget that because he looks like he's like 55 years old. Ball looks like if you like went deep into the mountains in like Siberia or something and found like a farmer who's like 50, like a big, huge farmer. That's what Kevin Ball looks like. But I just think it's a tough season for Andersson, and he's probably been miscast as a guy who's not even miscast. He's one of our only like legitimate NHL defensemen. So it just kind of comes with his skill set and what he's being asked to do, which is kind of out of his wheelhouse, I think.
Andersson's one of those players. A lot of talk on him. What do you do with him in the offseason? Is this a guy that you would trade if you were Conroy?
Yeah. Obviously, I love the guy, but pending UFA the next year, on the last year of his contract, which is a very team friendly contract. I know a lot of teams aren't really in cap jail anymore, but a guy you can squeeze in at what, $4.5 million. He'd be like Rasmus Andersson on a second pairing on a Stanley Cup contending team would be a very valuable player. But just the direction, I know we all love Rasmus Andersson. We all love what he brings. We love that he loves the city. He's funny. He's personable. He's a great ambassador for the team and the city. But, if you're looking at him as an asset, where he's at in his career, what he's doing on the ice, what this team needs in the next 3, 4, 5 years, you'd have to trade him. So
he's the originator of, well, probably arguably the best goal celebration of all time. Just stare down one of the opposing fans in the rink.
Yeah, that's great. I think if Zane gets here, if we see Zane Parekh, I don't know if he's going to be pulling this yet, because maybe he's not going to be scoring goals. But if we see Zane in a few games, because if you saw Zane scored the overtime winner the other night, Saginaw was eliminated tonight, but earlier in the week, Zane scored a sick OT winner, and he didn't do the fan stare down, but he stared down the camera.
Yeah, someone had their phone camera out, recording the goal, standing in the corner of the rink, and Zane comes in, just deadpan stare right into the camera.
So you
gotta love it.
Let's just sign Andersson forever and just keep him and Zane together as a pair. It's like every time either one of them score, they can just stare somebody down. I'm down with that.
So Hanley had a big hit on Kolesar. I think that maybe kind of changed the flow. Like they maybe gave the boys some juice, because it was really after that hit is when they started taking to the Knights a little bit. Coleman, this guy is so cursed. There's no question he must lead the league in goals called back per 60. There's another goal line review with him. We got this. Let's cue this.
How is this real?
It almost feels like it happens on a nightly basis with him.
It's not even like a yearly basis anymore. It's a nightly basis. I like how that's the best we have at the NHL too, right? It's like MLB, every sport has like these sophisticated video computer model methods, and we're just like, oh fuck, did that go in? Oh shit, guy, I don't think so.
We can't tell, so we're not going to count it.
I don't know. Oh, Bill, you come in here and take a look.
It's
fuck,
inconclusive.
I don't think that went in.
It's inconclusive, Bill. Let me tell you.
It's just ridiculous. And it's
you posted something, was it yesterday or today? Like this new tracking device that the MLB has.
Yeah.
Where it literally tracks the batter's footsteps while they're at the plate. You can see where they're standing, what their stance is, all that kind of stuff. What is that? Thermodynamics or some shit? And this is the best we have still. 2025.
It's like a blurry camera from like, I don't know if that went in. And you had a tweet earlier. It was like this puck like being a millimeter.
Yeah, we got the photo of this close up.
Yeah, like that's Flames hockey right there.
This sums up the last 30 years as a Flames fan to a T, is it not?
The fact you can look at this picture and say like Calgary Flames and think like, hey, which time was this? No, it wasn't that time. Like 58 memories come into your head when you see that picture.
Yeah, I posted that and someone legit's like, what game was that from?
Yeah, exactly. Was that from last week? Was it from the year we lost the Stanley Cup? Was it from the Sam Bennett year in the playoffs? Was that from just never fucking ends? But like you said, it always seems to be Coleman. It's always Blake Coleman.
It's always Coleman now. It's crazy.
Oh, you kicked that in. Yeah, you didn't kick it. Oh, that didn't go in. It's like this poor guy can't buy a freaking goal, man.
He's got so many goals called back this year. Offsides, goal interference,
breathing on the goalie,
you name
breathing
it.
wrong.
But yeah, I mean, if anybody ever asks you what it's like being a Flames fan for the past 30 years, show them that. It sums it up perfectly.
Like that's insane, dude. Like, how can you even do that so consistently as a franchise? Like, these guys should be a fucking curling team more than a hockey team. Like, it's just wild how precise they can be with like just not scoring. That's crazy.
What are the chances of that exact play happening? Was it twice in the last 2 games, 3 games?
Twice in the last 3 games.
That's nuts. I don't remember seeing like a puck, like you said, curling just.
Bro.
At least tonight, I didn't see any white. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe that's no goal, but fuck. The other one.
It's the being a Flames fan, and it's like, I've never seen that before. It's like they just invent new ways to break our hearts every single year. It's like, oh, this is a new way to do it. Cool.
Flames go on the power play again. I think this is another one where they get 0 shots. They score shortly after, but first we have a clip of Uyghur making a great back check play on the guy that's coming out of the box when the power play expires.
Look, dude, what a play, man.
Yeah, he was a good little free agency pick.
Best defenseman. If you don't watch the Flames every night, maybe you don't see it. Because, right, like you see the highlight pack, if you're just kind of watching different teams, you wouldn't see that play he made to create that Hanley goal. But that's Uyghur all night. Right? He's such a great player in all 3 zones. Works his balls off. He had 3 or 4 plays tonight where you're just like, man, what a fucking beast that guy is. And I think, like, other than Wolf, Uyghur's been the most impactful skater the Flames have had all season long. I know Kadri's had his moments. I know he's come through in big moments. I know Huberdeau's been better. I know we've really liked what Coronado's done. Backlund and Coleman have kind of done their thing. But Mackenzie Uyghur, you know what? John Garrett said it. He said there's a lot made of this leadership group this year.
Yeah.
But he's pointed at Uyghur and said that's the heartbeat of the team. That's the guy. And it's totally true. On the ice, off the ice, he's so good.
We'll show the Coronado goal momentarily, but we also got a clip. We will show you of Uyghur's celebration when Coronado scored his head up. Just like you said, quintessential leadership.
Yeah,
that's a huge goal to end the first period, second period. Gives you a shot at the comeback in the third period. What were the stats after the second period?
Well, I thought the Flames did a pretty good job kind of limiting Vegas. I think high danger chances were still 4-2 in favor of Vegas in the second period. But, you know, you kind of hung in there a little bit, and that goal was absolutely huge. You needed that, like, holy shit, dude, did we ever need that? I was just about to go into a deep, dark depression spiral until Hanley snapped out.
We got to do a show on this game, and then it turned out.
Exactly. It's just like, they're not going to score. It's going to be, oh, yes, Hanley scored. So that was huge.
The second period, Elliott reported, I know you reported this earlier in the day, but they showed the report of him that the Flames want Zane Parekh to join the team. I guess if they're still in the playoff hunt and they need to win every single game for the rest of the season, maybe we don't see Zane Parekh. But, I mean, if they're mathematically eliminated at any point here, there's a good chance we're going to take a look at this kid.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
He's had an unbelievable season. He's just lit up the junior league. There was a thing circulating today about him being in the same sentence as Bobby Orr. He doesn't think he'll be that good, but what was the stat? For goal.
Well, he's the first OHL/OHA defenseman Was it back 100 points
in back-to-back seasons?
Yeah. No, it was the 30 goals. Sorry, I'm thinking of the points. It was the first defenseman to score 30 goals in multiple seasons in the OHL/OHA since Bobby Orr. Like, holy shit.
There's so many Flames prospects highlights you see on, like, I'm, Twitter. I'm not sure if you see as many on Instagram or not, but I always send them to you when I see them. But like Battaglia scoring big goals, Sunyev.
Yeah, he's been great in the playoffs for Kingston.
And some of these Zane Parekh highlights, just like, wow, this guy's got some serious skill.
Yeah, I think they lose tonight. I think he had 2 assists tonight. I saw the one play that he made that's just like, man, oh man.
Yeah, brings up the neutral zone, does a little how you doing to the guy.
Like you don't want to go too crazy and be like, oh, he's like Cale McCark when he was, but when you watch him play, that's what you're reminded of. It's just the things those guys do. Like he can do it.
Yep. All right. Origin Brewing and Malting Company. The Hiltons are a 5th generational family and have been growing the highest quality barley in the world for over 40 years and use the highest quality of that barley to brew Origin beer. Blending tradition and innovation with a truly unique experience that proudly celebrates Alberta farmers. We grow beer, homegrown lager, Mexican lager, Pioneer IPA, Lazy Days Haze, Hazy IPA, Rockford Raspberry, Prickly Pear, Guava Goes, Backdraft Red Ale, Lost Brown Ale. They got all the flavors, all of them. Origin offers $5 delivery on any order over $50 or more within 50 kilometers of downtown Calgary. Place your order on Origin's store at originbrewing.ca. Click the shop button and browse through the selection of quality craft, beverage, and merchandise. And now the OC Origin Calgary. The Origin brand continues to grow. In addition to their malting brewing faculties, and taproom in Strathmore has now opened their new brewery and taproom in Calgary. It's easier than ever to sit down for a pint of Origin or take home cans, growlers, or even kegs for yourself. Located at 943 28th Street Northeast, and of course, still going strong at 60 Spruce Park Drive in Strathmore. Origin Brewing. Drink them up. Let's get to the third period. Didn't take too long. Coronado snipes off of Backlund, winning the draw on the faceoff. Tied up 2-2. What a fucking goal.
Dude, like you said, the lid was going to blow off the place. Like, give me a break. Look at that.
Coronado, that's his 21st? 21st?
He's got a hell of a shot.
He's having a great season, man. He got clocked. We'll show that in a sec, too, but let's take a look at Uyghur.
Weegsy, baby.
Look at him.
Look at that guy.
Look at him. Yeah, just oozing leadership. A lot of Flames fans are in consensus. He should be the next captain of the Geiger Flames. We don't know what the future of Michael Backlund holds, but this guy is a true asset.
Yeah, he's the heartbeat of the team, man. It's 100% true. We've talked about it a little bit after that big game they had against the Leafs that they absolutely got shit canned.
Yeah,
Uyghur's like, fuck it. Like, I need more from everybody in this dressing room. Need more from myself. It's just locked in. The Flames have been playing some really good hockey ever since.
Yeah, they really have. After they tied up, you're sitting there like, oh, we're back in this game. But Vegas is not going to go away. Wolf's going to have to seriously lock it in. He was great in the third, too. He had a great save on Theodore, and he makes another unreal save in tight in front here.
He makes that clear on the PK.
Yeah, that was awesome.
With like 20 seconds left or whatever it was, dude, that was amazing.
Yeah.
What a baller.
He's really good at handling the puck, eh?
He you know what? He really is. It's kind of an underrated aspect of his game that you do notice when Vladar's in net. Not shit on Vladar, but it's like, yeah, you do miss that. He's not Mike Smith back there, third defenseman, but
oh God.
He's actually useful.
Thank God he's not like Mike Smith back there.
Does he have 3 assists? I think
Wolfie has front to the other team.
Yeah, he's a third defenseman back there. Yeah, third defenseman giving the puck away all the fucking time there, Mike.
So Calgary and Huberdeau have a 2-on-1. I do not think we have this, but man, all season long, Calgary has shot on like every single 2-on-1. You would have liked him to take a shot on that one. It says he tries to pass it to Huberdeau. Nothing happens there. Flames go on another power play.
Oh, God.
And they give up another 2-on-1. I think this might have been Wolf's best save of the night. Cleanness, right?
Well, that's the thing with Wolf.
Like if the Knights score there Then what?
You lose. It's game over. You lose your point because you're not scoring on your power play. You know that.
So just a massive save at a massive juncture of the game. Gives you a chance to do something on the power play. The Flames, again, they had a better power play after that. Had 2 shots on that one. Shortly after that, here it is here. Coronado gets absolutely rocked by Stone. This looked way worse in real time because it looked like there was some head contact. But luckily enough, when you slow it down here, it was just the head went back after the fact. Thank God. I was worried there, man.
Yeah, it looked really bad. He just kind of got like folded like a chair. He kind of thought that was maybe worse than it was.
Yeah, at first, and especially how he like laid like flat on the ice.
Yeah,
you're like, is he knocked? I was like, is he knocked out? I didn't know who it was at first. Thought maybe it was Rui, and when I figured it was Coronado, I was like, oh, that's not good.
Mark Stone's such a beast, though.
Yeah,
Rick, him and Eichel were good tonight.
That probably shouldn't have been a penalty.
But did they call it elbowing? I don't know if it's an elbow. It's probably interference, though.
But in real time, it looked bad.
I mean, the officials were making not great calls all night, so they made that stupid tripping call on ball in the last minute of the game was terrible. So
that leads to the Flames' 4th power play of the night. We've been saying this, man. It was the last time we did one of these things. We said the power play lost you the game. You got to, dude, if you have 4 power plays, you got to get 1 goal. It's time to ratchet it up. Like I don't know what the time left was on that, but it would have been nice to convert and get a power play goal.
Power play stunk, man.
But they don't.
I don't know what's going on.
Hasn't really looked good.
Hasn't been great. It was looking a little better when Frost came aboard. He's kind of like fizzled out a little bit here. It has looked quite bad as of late.
We talked about this earlier. The 7-minute mark is a fucking lineup mismatch, man. Huska had the 4th line out with the Stone Eichel line. They were just dominating. I think they had him in their end for up to 40 seconds, maybe more. Then Eichel passes it to Stone right off the bar. We were lucky this didn't go in.
Yeah, that was a great look at Stone just like chilling for like that's a 6 count as he's just all alone in the slot.
Look at Eichel finding him.
You kind of forget how good Jack Eichel is.
Oh God.
You don't hear his name a lot, when everybody's glazing McDavid and Draisaitl all the time, and you kind of forget that Eichel's, he's probably the best 2-way center. Like he's amazing. He's a great player.
What would you say is top? Is it McDavid, Draisaitl, Makar, McKinnon, then Eichel? See top 5?
You can make an argument. Stanley Cup champion, great 2-way player.
So let's not do that again, Huska. I know the 4th line's been great. You've been rolling them, but the mismatch there almost cost you. Lots of back and forth action after that. Huberdeau had a great block, I thought. Like you mentioned, ball gets called for that tripping call. I think John Garrett nailed it. If the Flames didn't have 4 power plays earlier, they probably don't call that. It's a bit of an evening out call. Yeah. And then you're sitting there like, holy fuck, man, we need to kill this off. We need to get to overtime. Like Wolf had that great clearing attempt. The puck clears with 7 seconds left. You're like, oh, okay, take a breather. We're going OT. Oh, wait a minute. Backlund gets a dying chance here.
I mean, that's a pretty good attempt for Backlund.
Even if they ended up winning this and not making the playoffs, that still would have been peak season right there.
That would have been.
The roof would have popped off after that if you'd have scored that.
Man, that would have been sick.
Anybody but Backlund, eh?
Anybody. At least it didn't end up in like the corner. At least he got a
shot on net. Okay? That's new for him.
Yeah.
Didn't miss the net. Didn't go into the corner somehow, miraculously. All right, so we're going to overtime, of course. If we're hosting this show, folks, just know
it's always
overtime. Like literally every show we do, overtime.
I'm like, hey, I'm going to get to bed early tonight. This game's out of hand for Oh, great. I got to stay up till 2 a.m. again.
So we go to overtime, start on the penalty kill. You just knew that like Vegas was going to be dangerous 4-on-3. They were. You kill it off. And then it's an absolute cheesy goal to end an otherwise fantastic hockey game. Screaming noise. 28 seconds left, man.
That's just a deflating, just like
That's what it is.
That's
deflating.
just like, oh, it's going to be one of these losses that I'm going to think about for like 5 years.
It's
Okay.
always worse when it goes off a defenseman like 5 feet from the net.
That's the thing in overtime. You just want to hear this in like the playoffs and big games, right? You want the game to end on a good goal, right? You don't want it to be some dumb bullshit or somebody's fault or
It's like
some
Ovechkin last night. Like, I don't want to score the fucking record-breaking goal on an empty net goal. I want to snipe.
I can handle losing to Vegas in the shootout. I can handle if they score, but if it's just like one of those awful, just shitty, no good, kick you right in the ball sack goals, you're just like, after all that, what a terrible way to end a great hockey game.
So you're 5 points back of the Wild now. Let's get to the road ahead. Platinum Mitsubishi, Calgary #1's destination for upgraded 2025 Outlander, the refreshed flagship 7-seat vehicle from Mitsubishi Motors. 2025 Outlander features the first ever vehicle audio system provided by industry leaders at Yamaha, and new for 2025 it is the only vehicle offered by mainstream manufacturer to include a brand new audio system from the base model all the way up to the top of the line. Other new features: available brown leather seats, ventilated cooled front seats, standard 12.3-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Get into the best back cars in the country with a standard 10-year powertrain warranty at Platinum Mitsubishi, 2720 Barlow Trail Northeast here in Calgary. There's also the Jay Feaster Barbecue event coming up.
Ooh.
Saturday, April 12th from 11 to 4. So head on down and check that out. All right, so 6 games remain. You got the Sharks on Monday, the Ducks on Wednesday, and then that potentially pivotal matchup against the Wild on Friday. Obviously, the Sharks and Ducks, beatable teams, absolute must-wins. Let's say maybe Minnesota loses one game from now until that matchup on Friday. That could be, well, I don't know.
Well, they got Dallas tomorrow. So
Minnesota
that's
has Dallas tomorrow?
Yeah, they got Dallas tomorrow. But then they also play the Sharks on Wednesday before they play us on Friday. So,
well, even if, let's say you do beat the Sharks and the Ducks, they lose to Dallas but beat the Sharks, you could put yourself 1 point back with 3 games left. If you beat Minnesota in regulation, it's going to be an interesting week. It's not over. Not dead yet.
We're just like that Monty Python guy. I'm not dead yet. You'll be stone dead in a moment. I don't want to go on the cot. That's the Flames. And dude, this has been 3 years in a row. Maybe not so much last year, but this is very similar to the 22-23 season, where remember it was just like, oh, we're still somehow in this playoff race. I'm not dead yet. You'll be stone dead in a moment. It's really emotionally taxing.
The following week, you have the Sharks again, then Vegas and the Kings. However, that's probably the Knights' last game of the season. They might be resting some guys. Same goes for LA, unless they need that win in order to secure home ice advantage. Maybe you have something like that going for you that could maybe edge the scale a little bit in your favor. Still 12 points on the board, man.
Could we get a bounce? I feel like we're due for a fucking bounce at this point.
Could we get a millimeter?
Could
we get a millimeter? Is that too much to ask for?
That's a millimeter.
God. Fuck. Yeah, no, the bounces were not going our way tonight.
Tonight, ever. Could we get one bounce? One bounce would be nice.
In 30 years, it'd be nice to get one.
In 30 years, it'd be sweet to have just one go our way. Maybe we'll save it. Maybe we should save the bounce and cash it in at a later date. But, I mean, right now would be nice, too.
Okay, we're going to do the anytime goal scorer, and then we'll get to some questions, comments. Start putting them in the chat if you want us to discuss a topic, ask a question, whatever you want to do in there. Get funky. Breaking news coming in from Bet365, where every nail betting overtime win is a barn burner. Every face-off, hat trick, power play, shot on goal, penalty shot, and every suspenseful minute in between is amazing. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, an official partner of the NHL. Download the Bet365 app today and use the code NATION to get in on the game. Must be 19 or older. Please play responsibly. Pick the anytime goal scorer. You know Alexander Ovechkin is going to be scoring tomorrow. I say, fuck it. Put some big money on it. Even if you lose, you'll never forget it. It's going to an awesome, I guess not a cause, but it's Ovechkin chasing the record. He almost got a hat trick last game.
It'll be cool because I don't think he's scored on Sorokin, who he will be theoretically playing tomorrow. So that'd be cool. It was cool. Dude, Andrew Mangiapane assisted on the all-time NHL goal record tying goal. That's pretty cool. That's that.
Cool. He'll be in the history book forever now.
Manji, our boy.
Wayne will be at the game again, I would imagine. I'm just assuming he was at the last game. So what are they going to do when he breaks it?
They said they're limiting the celebration on the ice to 7 minutes, which I think is totally dumb. This is an unbelievable.
7 minutes. That's a good match. That's a good chunk of time.
I don't think so. I think it should be way more. This is a monumental.
Yeah, but what if it's mid game? It's an actual close game. They kept going on 20 minutes, man. 7 minutes.
They'll imagine if it was McDavid breaking the record, some kind of record, it'd be like fucking. Or we're taking 2 weeks off. Ron McLean's going to read a poem.
Yeah, we'll finish this game. We'll finish this game next season.
Yeah, it's just going to push it off, and we're going to have a big celebration of Connor's achievement. I always like when this goal.
We're going to show every single Connor McDavid goal ever scored in the Jumbotron before we restart the play.
Yeah, exactly. It's remember when the Oilers did that thing where they raised the bet? The NHL.com had a vote. It was who's the greatest team of all time? It's they won the vote and they did this big ceremony, but put up this banner greatest team ever as voted on by NHL.com. It's oh man. It is. I always do find it interesting though when you look at all-time goal scoring records. Obviously, Ovi's the top, but I saw somebody posted the new NHL goal scoring leaders if you adjust goals for era. Obviously, Ovi's far and away. He'd have 1,000 goals, but Iggy is number 7. Just want to remind everybody, number 7 in era adjusted goals ever. Jerome McGinley would have 706. So I just had to slip a little Iggy talk in there. So,
all right, let's get to the chat. Yasmin, we got anybody donate tonight? Look at this, handsome Dan's vacation rentals, $10. Love the pod, boys. Minnie is floundering in Dallas. Had Dallas and a road back-to-back in the last 5. Yeah. We beat them in regulation. We only need 7 points in the other 5 games to beat them if they lose those 2. Way to stay positive, handsome Dan.
It's true, but it's also 7 points in 5 games is still tough. But
yeah.
I appreciate your positivity.
You only need 6 though, because you're 5 points back.
I appreciate the positivity because we need somebody to be positive because I'm certainly not. So,
well, you've just been burnt too many times.
I remember being.
We always talk about this analogy. It's like being in an abusive relationship.
No, totally.
You're the Flames are the abuser. I've changed. We've changed. We're different.
I believe you. I remember being a kid and there was as the Flames always are, they were kind of in the playoff race until the very end, and they had to win out 6 games in a row. And Iggy was on the radio and he's like, we're going to win out. And I was like, oh, they're going to win out. I know they are. And then they got absolutely shit canned in the very next game. Ever since then, I've been they're never going to win out. So that's when my trust was lost.
If McDavid shaved his neck hair, they would have a series on it. That's not going to happen.
That's not even a joke. They absolutely
he'll do $1 million commercial.
It'd be a whole HBO thing. That'd be gross though, but they would absolutely do that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be watching that. Too gross. Too grossed out. Too grossed out looking at it as is. Any more super chats? Here we go. Jay Frey. Josh.
Hey, what's up, Josh?
Searching for Scarlet. Let's go. Mike and Jordan, if you were Craig Conray, and who would you offer sheet this summer? Who would you offer sheet, Michael?
I don't know. It's kind of tough. I mean, the Leafs, the vindictive, spiteful part of me, I've said this before, is hey, why don't we just spend the offseason fucking with Brad Treliving, eh?
Yeah, I'm down.
Why don't we just screw with old Brad, eh? Go
offer sheet.
Go
Spite
like try
offer
to
sheet.
sign Mitch Marner. Go offer sheet Matthew Nyes. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun way to spend an offseason. I'd get a lot of pleasure out of that. I don't even care if it hurts the team in the long term. It'd be fun. Spite is fun. Doing things out of spite is actually really fun. I don't know. I think maybe you'd probably be looking for one of the lower, a guy you wouldn't have to give up as many picks for. Like I saw somebody maybe suggest like a Maverick Bork type guy from Dallas, maybe. I don't know. Could be interesting. It'll be cool to see what happens with the offer sheets this offseason, given how well Holloway and Broberg. Dude, it's too bad we didn't get those guys, man. That would have been the ultimate. Looking back, they really should have went for that. Just as again, spite. See, dude, if you trust your instinct of spite and hatred, like if the Flames had really committed to like, we're just gonna fuck with the Oilers and get Holloway and Broberg, that would have worked out extremely well.
Yeah.
So that would be my suggestion to Craig. Let the hate flow through you, follow the spiteful instincts you have, and just run your organization that way. And there's probably no way you can lose.
Just let hate guide your life, Greg.
Exactly.
It's pretty simple.
I think so.
You were talking about this a little bit this week. The Buffalo comparison. I'll let you touch on this one.
Yeah, like Tim's saying here that management has a lot to do with the culture setting and how top players are being developed. Looking at Eichel, right? Because that's the thing you hear with the Flames. It's like, don't want to tank because you don't want to be like Buffalo and do all this. It's like, well, okay, even though Buffalo's a shit show, their rebuild did yield them two unbelievable players in more than that, but Sam Reinhart and Jack Eichel, who happened to win Stanley Cups just on other teams.
Sound familiar?
Kind of like Matthew Tkachuk and Sam Bennett here. So it's kind of like, oh, are we looking at the rebuild as a bad thing because two really good organizations, Florida and Vegas, like rated two really shitty organizations in Calgary and Buffalo for their rebuild picks and like one Stanley Cup shortly thereafter with them? Like, I don't think it's the rebuild that's in question. So I too am tired of the Buffalo comparison, and I don't think it's a good one. I think Buffalo is a tire fire, and you know what? I don't think that's any argument against rebuilding, nor ever should it be. And I think from henceforth we can put our foot down and say no more. Don't want to be like Buffalo talk.
Somebody's asking who would in a fight, you or me. Mikey is sneaky tall, you guys. What are you, 6'2"?
Yeah, I'm taller than you, but you're
you can't tell because you're always sitting down, but you got height too. You got reach.
I mean,
what type of fight are we talking here? On ice?
If it was on ice, you win for sure.
I think so. On ice for sure.
Off ice,
But do you have the like the part of your brain that switches off and you can go into psycho mode? Do you have that? I think you do.
Oh yeah,
I've heard you enough. Go nuts enough,
dude. If you put all of the podcasts into like an AI simulator and like shot something out, I'd be in a nut house.
It would be a good scrap. Let's put it that way. I don't know.
You get scrap.
Pretty evenly
on ice, you win. Off ice, I might have a chance.
We'll give you the off ice one. There you go. What else we got here for chats? Anything you see coming up? Any more donations? Super chats?
Yeah, I'm just skimming through here.
That's all we got.
That's all we got for super chats.
I see some good McDavid hate in the chat. I like that.
Keep it flowing.
Always appreciate that, guys.
I was battling with Oilers fans all day long because I posted gleefully about Draisaitl going down with an injury.
You're a terrible person. Hey, this just lifts my spirits, man. I was really bummed out. Shitty way to lose a great hockey game. And I've got tons of comments about how like making fun of McDavid. So I'm feeling good again.
Kim says either referee or the situation room will screw us when we play the Minnesota Wild. Guaranteed. Mark her words. I don't disagree. It's starting to feel that way.
It's going to happen. You know it's going to happen.
Do you think there's some meddling that happens in the league? I mean, there's a lot of money on some of these games.
I think it's just a lot of incompetence is what I think. Like I said, imagine, I think it's just a lot of not great decision making.
I agree. All right, let's get to any last minute questions, comments. What else do you guys want to talk about? What do you think the chances of you? Are you writing them off, or are you going to hang on that glimmer of hope? Where are you at?
I'm not writing them off, but I think they're done. The math just, like you don't stand a chance with those kind of odds, really, when you have to make up that much ground with that. If they had 10 more games left, maybe, but you're just running out of, as old Peter Labardius would say, you're running out of real estate right now. So
time is the enemy.
Unless you go on like one of these miracle runs that everybody's like kind of convinced, like, oh yeah, and then we're going to win 2 in a row, and then Minnesota's going to lose 2 in a row, and then we're going to beat Minnesota in regulation, and then we're going to win all of our games, and then we're going to make the playoffs. It's like, okay, you're being a little, we're getting a little crazy here. Okay.
Stranger things have happened though.
Have they with the Calgary Flames? Really? They have?
It's not over till the fat lady belts it out, bro. Richard says in the dome, is this season the most times we've seen disallowed goals for the Flames? Sure feels like it. I don't know.
That's a great question, because it seems like every year kind of feels like it. It is weird how those themes take over though, because if you remember that year, 2 years ago, remember when they were hitting all those posts, and it was like Toffoli had hit like,
we had so many. Yeah, that's
posts.
right. We had so many posts. Yeah.
It was like, oh, the Flames lead the league in post hit this year by like an insane margin. Tyler Toffoli's hit like 58 posts. So there's always some weird stat of like not scoring goals that the Flames are like leading the league leaders. It's like, we haven't seen this since like 1962, but the Flames have had 10 disallowed goals this year. But it would be interesting to know that. But I feel like there's definitely been a lot of years where they're disallowing a lot of goals.
All right, one more question here from Ken. Will Andersson tank his value with his current play this summer?
I don't think so. I think he's still valuable. Like, maybe you probably could have got more from him at the deadline. I still don't think the Flames are going to be super keen on moving him in general, but if they were to do that, I think most people watching Andersson know what's going on this year and know what kind of player he is and know where he's fit into the lineup. So I just look at the Markstrom trade. Like, that's what everybody said when they didn't trade Markstrom at the deadline. It was like, that was a huge mistake. He's going to sewer his value. You're going to get less for him this summer. And you got more than probably you would have then. So,
well, you never know. Some teams reassess their needs, or
they
go through a playoff series and like, you know what, this isn't the guy. We need somebody else. How hard are you going to be rooting for Kuzmenko against the Oilers in the playoffs?
I saw that one. One more, dude. Kuzi all the way, baby. It's going to be very
interesting for me
when he beats the Oilers in the playoffs.
This is we saw this 2 seasons ago. Post trade deadline, Kuzmenko is fire. He's on a heater right now.
Oh, dude, he's like, that's a drug watching post deadline Andrei Kuzmenko play hockey. You see that goal? He's
playing with Kopitar and what's his pickle?
Was it Kempe?
That's a nice little change, eh? Well, who's he playing with here?
Well, he was playing with Kadri and Postel for a bit, but then he was kind of on the fourth line. He's up, he's down, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere.
He's all around, goes to Philly, and then you're playing in LA. You're on a heater playing with Kopitar and Kempe. Dude, I think LA is a great fit for him. That's the city alone. You tell me he's not loving life right now, walking around LA with in the palm trees with his fro. He's got extra curls because he's living by the ocean. I'm going to cheer the shit out of the LA Kings and Kuzmenko.
Yeah, absolutely. This is like when they traded everybody last year, and it was kind of like, who are you cheering for now to beat the Oilers? And it's kind of like, we had Hanifin in Vegas, we had Tanev in Dallas. It's kind of like, that's once the Flames are eliminated, that's where my cheering goes. It's like, obviously it's anybody but Edmonton, but it's always like, okay, former Flames against Edmonton too. So let's go, Kuzi.
You've been kind of saying this, and I mean, it's shaping up this way. Like, we'll see when they get Draisaitl and McDavid back, what type of shape they're in. I don't know if they're going to be 100%. I saw a clip of McDavid skating around today, looking like he was fine. Sounds like he'll be back soon. I don't know what the status is on Draisaitl. But even if they get tweaked, even if there's a little tweak early in the series and they're not 100%, do you kind of think or feel that LA, this could be the year they knock them off?
Every time I put my faith in LA, they disappoint me. Because last year I thought that too. I was like, they got this year, and they totally blew it again. But obviously the Oilers are vulnerable. I mean, this is bound to happen when Draisaitl and McDavid play so much.
Man, they've played so much hockey.
They've played so much hockey and so many hard minutes over the past 5 years. It's kind of like, Yeah, what do you think was going to happen? It's like, oh, we need a goal. We're just going to play McDavid for 30 minutes tonight.
Oh, we're down 5-1. We're down 5-1 again. You guys don't mind double shifting for the rest of the game,
yeah, Leon, you don't mind playing like 40 minutes tonight, right? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh, you mean you did that like all last week? That's okay. Yeah. You got enough gas in the tank.
Yeah, you're all right.
You guys are, nothing bad will ever happen. I don't know. I think the Oilers do not look as good as they did last year, and the Kings look better than they did last year. So is it going to be enough? I don't know. I sure as hell hope so. We're almost as soon as the Flames are done, we just shift right into Oilers hate watching. So that'll be where we get our kicks once the Flame season ends. All right, that does it for us. We're back when? We got 2 more of these left. Sharks?
We'll be doing a San Jose game, and we got the last game of the season, so it'd be cool if that was meaningful in some way. So or it'd be cool if Suniev and Zane Parek's playing. So hey, this is good because either or now we have
that's true.
Games are meaningful, or maybe we get to see Parekh and Suniev. So exciting times.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the show.